Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. Alright, we're going to start with the dice. I'm feeling drawn to the dice for this reading. Divine says, take a chance. There's something you're supposed to take a chance on. It's something that keeps coming back up as a possibility, something that you could try, something that you could tune into. It feels like something that could potentially bring you abundance. Divine says it will. Just give it a try. Give it a chance. Okay. Alright. Thank you, Divine. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Okay. First thing I get when I see this is theatrics and mood swings. There could be somebody that you're dealing with that they're experiencing mood swings, but they're subjecting you to that energy. And it feels a lot like theatrics. They're turning on the crocodile tears. It's like their mood swings are so extra. And there could be some sort of energetic imbalance there. It does feel like that. But this person is trying to use that. They're trying to use their moods to impact the energy of people around them. So they're already sort of out of control with their emotions. They're not able to regulate their emotions. But instead of trying to tap into an energy where they could control and regulate their emotions or bring balance to their emotions, they're harnessing that energy that's going all over the place and projecting it on people, making it their issue that they're not able to regulate their emotions. This could be causing a feeling of heartache, grief, pain, suffering, okay? And it's very important to, if you have to be in a situation with this person or in an environment with this person, visualize some sort of capsule around them that keeps their energy to themselves, no matter what it is. Okay, they can't come into your space with that. And you can visualize a force field protecting your energy, because you don't deserve to be taken every which way energetically just because of them. 3:33 on the timer. Jellyfish, I'm seeing this person like there's this energy of like, I do what I want. It's like a freedom, but their freedom to do whatever they want infringes on the rights of other people and on the comfort of other people. It's not a good vibe. There's something in question about this person. Perhaps there's something you've been wondering about them. We'll take a look at that. Yeah, you're wanting a closer look. Perhaps you're seeking understanding about something on a deeper level regarding this person. Maybe you're wanting to make a decision regarding this person. And maybe that's what Divine is saying, to take a chance on something different. Perhaps changing your environment. The one that had, what was that one? Oh yeah, the question mark. It flipped over and it's showing this watering can. So Divine is saying you get to choose what you water. You get to choose what you nurture, what relationships, what environments, you get to choose. And then we have the Eiffel Tower here. There could be something about traveling or changing your environment, maybe moving. Divine says you can go higher. You're meant to go higher. With the Eiffel Tower there. Ashe, thank you, Spirit, for those messages. Let's see what the crows are bringing through for you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Crow Spirit. What are you bringing through for this beautiful being? Okay, we just talked about going higher. And look, we've got distance and soar. Okay. Spirit is being so clear. There's somebody you're supposed to distance yourself from. For some of you, it could be that a person is going to distance themselves from this situation, and that's going to be a blessing. I'm getting that for a very small percentage of you, there's going to be something that carries this person out of your zone. But this is a small percentage of you, because what's going to carry them out of your zone, out of this environment, so that you can clear your energy, it's something drastic like jail, or them going into a psych ward to get help. For some of you, this person that is going all over the place and is really out of sorts, they're going into rehab. And that is very necessary. But I'm also getting that whatever this is, whether it's jail, rehab, or help, psychiatric help, it's temporary. They will not be there forever. So if it does apply to you in your situation, that would only be a time where you would like get some freedom to really clear your mind and develop a plan. So what I'm getting is that no matter what your situation is, Divine is saying distance, creating distance between you and this person will allow you to soar and raise your vibe. Just like what came through with the Eiffel Tower. That is what Spirit is recommending. Okay, I'm getting that for some of you, this is a job environment. This is someone that you've been working with. You might be in the same room with them. Like you might share an office with this person, or you might work in a close space with them. I'm seeing hairstylists or barbers working next to each other. Their stations are very close to each other. I'm hearing there's somewhere else for you. There's somewhere else for you. And you have been considering this, you've been thinking about it, but that's what Divine was bringing through at the beginning of the reading, was to take a chance. So let's pull some more cards. Let's see what's coming through. They're saying this deck, okay. Oh, and this turned over. Bohemian. You know, Bohemians, okay, freedom loving, ambitious, goal setter. You love participating in all types of social group activities, but you abhor herd mentality, which makes you fascinating and draws people into your sphere. So you're very good with people. This is Mars in the 11th house. Aquarius, I know. You're good with people. You are really good with people, but you don't do drama. And with this, on this card, the message being that you don't do a herd mentality. What I'm getting is that whoever this toxic person is, who's all over the place with their mood swings and everything, and potentially their use of substances and whatever else is impacting their behavior, they have infected a whole group of people in that environment. And that is why Divine's saying you will be blessed for making a move, because it's not just this person. And so that's why what was coming through was that even if this person is moved out of the situation, it's only temporary, and then there's still other people there that, yes, they wouldn't still be under that person's direct influence, but jail, stay in a psychiatric ward and rehab, they only last for a bit of time. Jail is a year or less, because I'm not getting prison. It feels like it's jail, so that's only up to a year, I believe, last time I checked. And rehab is what, a couple of months usually. And the hope would be that this person returns completely changed, but it may or may not end up that way. And I'm getting that you have suffered long enough with this. Okay, what's coming? Oh, there was another card. Vocally creative. So the first thing I'm getting there is that there's something you're supposed to speak up about regarding this, and it's to protect yourself. So it could be about you speaking up with a person in another environment, another hair shop, another barber shop, another school, another, whatever this environment is where this person has infected an entire group or staff of people. It has created a very toxic dynamic. 1111 on the timer. And the thing is that yes, portals have been open in this environment, but I see a whole bunch of demons coming through them portals. Okay? It's not always a good thing to have portals open. This person has created portals to very demonic I'm hearing packs, like packs of demons. And they've just been flooding in and taking over. This person could manipulate energy. We'll see if that comes through, but I'm getting that for some of you that could apply. That this person has been tapping into, they've wanted to open portals in order to manipulate situations. So, engaging communicator, this is the energy for you. You're witty. You have a vibe of comfort. You're comforting. People feel comfortable around you. If you're a parent, you're a proud parent. Okay? Mercury in the 5th house, Leo, I feel. There is something that you're being guided to conceal, though. Divine says don't show all your cards in this move. Speak up enough in order to manifest the change that you want, in order to take a chance on creating distance between this toxic environment and yourself, and being able to soar in your career and your passions. But don't show all your cards. Don't show all your cards, because I'm getting that there is someone who, because this is a very toxic environment, it feels like there's someone who would want to use information that you give against you. So Divine is saying only say what's necessary as long as you're still in this old environment. Okay. But they are suggesting that you speak up in order to make a change that you need to make. Stillness. So as long as you are in this toxic, chaotic environment, Divine does not want you to suffer. So in order to eliminate this suffering right away, even before you make a move, go within yourself. When other people are wanting you to focus on their toxic BS, focus on your breathing. They can't tell what you're doing. Somebody could be in your face talking some nonsense and you're just You're relaxed as all get out. Okay? You're focusing on that inhale and that exhale. That's all you care about. Because what they're saying is in one ear and out the other. It's not even phasing you. You're not even focusing on it. You're not bringing your awareness to it. You're not even processing it. It's so funny when I would say in one ear and out the other to my mom, she would say, don't even let it go in. And I like that. You know, it's like, don't even process it. You're not even paying attention. You're here. And there could be chaos all around, but you find stillness within yourself. Okay? What else does this beautiful being need to know about this, Spirit? Yes. So this is what that card that said vocally creative, and they're encouraging you to speak up. There is something that you need to be assertive about. It's like cool, calm, collected energy. Calm but assertive. I think that's Cesar, the dog whisperer. I call him the dog whisperer that says that. Calm, assertive energy. 1555 on the timer. There's a change that you need to make for your own sense of self-love. And it'll require that you're assertive about something. It is going to lead to your abundance. Look, that's in alignment with that soar energy. Making this change does lead to your abundance, because there is definitely another opportunity for you. Oh, another one of these cards was in there. Inspired by the pursuit of knowledge. This is Mercury in the 9th house, Sagittarius. I know. You're studious. You can make choices from a logical place, but also based in your intuition. It's the best of both worlds because you're blending logic and intuition. Exchange of ideas. You perform well under pressure, but Divine is saying that it's okay to perform well under pressure when you need to, here and there, but you should not constantly be going into an environment that makes your stomach turn. That's not the vision. And if it hasn't already, it could potentially start to impact your feeling of passion and inspiration, which would then impact your abundance. Because in order for your abundance to flow, there has to be a sense of freedom within you. And that's something that has been hindered in this environment because you are constantly facing spiritual warfare there. And it really, at this point, is the Divine's way of saying it's time to move on. You're ready to soar. You're ready. Okay? So that's that one. And also in this new place that you go to, or this, I keep getting that is like a new location, whether it's a home or workplace, you're switching something up. You're going to increase your level of inspiration. You're going to feel more inspired. It's like being able to just breathe. Okay? And yeah, this is Taurus rising. This is your stamina. You have tremendous staying power. Look at him. He looks like he knows what he's doing. So you've got a plan. And you're ready to put it in action. You are. You may have doubted yourself, but there's no reason for you to doubt yourself. That's just simply self-doubt. And it's fear of the unknown. But this reading serves as confirmation that what's waiting for you as you make this change is so much better than what you've been putting up with. And I'm getting that if you were to remain in this situation, it would just continue to deteriorate. I'm getting that whoever is in charge, like whoever is the lead manager or boss, whoever, there's going to be a shift. For some reason, I'm getting that there could be a health issue or something. Somebody's going to have to move out of there temporarily, another temporary change. And the replacement is going to see what's wrong. They're going to see all the dysfunction and toxicity, but they're going to become consumed by it, which could be very draining, because what this feels like is an emotional roller coaster. You see someone that perhaps was very toxic leave, so you're like, oh good, maybe there's some hope. Okay, then somebody else comes in, you're like, okay, there's maybe some anxiety. You're like, okay, let's be positive. and you see some positive interaction with them. Maybe they even pull you to the side and say, can I get your take on things? That's what Spirit is saying. Don't show all your cards. Spirit is saying, if somebody new comes into this establishment, this place of work, this community, it could be a new neighbor, okay? And they sniff out the dysfunction and they pull you to the side and they're like, what's your experience? Because I'm trying to just get 2020 on the timer. 2020. Divine is saying this is clarity coming. This is clear vision right here, okay? Somebody's going to ask you to give your story, your take on everything. But although they're not an inherently negative person, they are going to become consumed by the toxicity in this environment. And they are going to start playing both sides of the fence because they don't have the stamina that you have. And you're going to be sitting back like, damn, you played me like that? You're not going to get played because you're not going to reveal all your cards. If somebody comes into this new situation and they ask for your take on it, just, what's the guidance on that, Spirit? I mean, it would be really nice if you had already made the change by then, but we'll see, you know. Some things take time, I understand that. So what's the advice on what this person should share? Page of Wands. You can communicate with them, but be very astute about what you're sharing. Nine of Pentacles. You know what? Share from the standpoint that you know that you are moving towards independence and freedom from this situation. Almost as if like you're not even invested. So like this person is going to want the juicy details. They're going to, because they have an intention of resolving everything. They want to fix everything. But some of this is because they're moving from their ego. They're going to see this situation as an opportunity to fix something and to bring more, whether it's revenue or success to the company or more social events to the neighborhood, something. They're going to feel like by fixing the dysfunction that they're going to get some sort of ego boost out of whatever goodness is going to come from them fixing it. So there is nothing that is going to come about that's really positive if you sing like a canary and tell them everything that you know and everybody who stabbed each other in the back and this one is not loyal and that one is phony and because everything that you say to this person who comes in like they want to fix something is going to get back to it. Everybody's going to know. Everybody's going to know. So remain very tight-lipped about it. When Spirit says speak up with the vocally creative card, they're talking about first and foremost a creative energy that you have. You're good with people. Use that to your advantage. But also use your voice, use your assertiveness to manifest a new beginning elsewhere. That's really what they're saying. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. And Divine is reassuring you that you have the power to create a very positive change for yourself. And you will have tremendous staying power in your field. Okay? What else does this beautiful being need to know? Yeah, this is the truth. Divine says, it's all facts. And especially that you have the power to create positive change for yourself that will increase your abundance. Divine, can you give us some more guidance on, okay, pick these up. Yeah, Divine does not want you to feel like you have to be a martyr anymore. You don't have to sacrifice your happiness, your peace, your freedom. Your time in this environment is done. You've learned all the lessons that you can learn there. Now at this point, it's just self-sacrifice. Messiah, serving humanity with humility. That's something that you do, but it could also be a reason why sometimes you have felt in the past that you needed to sacrifice. because you do have such a beautiful gift inside you, and you feel like, or you have felt in the past perhaps, that other people should have access to your empathy because it's your gift, or other people should have access to your healing energy because it's your gift. We have to create boundaries even for our divine gifts, because if we don't, people who have evil intentions will intentionally access them, and then we don't have anything to give anyone. So I feel like that's a reason why you've gone through this situation, was also to help you create healthy boundaries regarding your gifts, your empathy, your healing energy, your creative vibes, your ability to tap into abundance. I'm getting that you have powerful vision, like 2020 came through. You can look at something and figure out immediately how to maintain, or how to create and maintain abundance from whatever it is that you've seen. So whatever your area of interest, of passion, and however it is that you generate income, you are gifted in that area, and in many others as well. But you have a special knack for observing a situation and altering it, or figuring out how to turn that situation into abundance for everyone involved. Very special. And there's somebody around you who knows this. They're a rebel and a vampire. So instead of looking at your gifts and saying, oh, you're so talented, can I spend some time with you, observing you, so that I can learn? Can you tell me a little bit about this, how you do this? I would love to know. Can I take you to lunch? Can we talk about this? Because I really want, I see that you do that so well, and I kind of like some pointers. They cannot humble themselves enough to say something like that. And so they rebel and try to just siphon your energy by doing weird, shady shit behind your back. Yeah. And I'm seeing that, like, I'm seeing you get a letter of acceptance to something, or some sort of correspondence that gives you instructions on the next step and how to proceed with the next era of your life. That's what this feels like, because it's an era that brings forth major abundance that is due to you. And you making this move is exactly the change that's needed in order for you to successfully manifest this abundance that is a part of your destiny. People are going to be angry about your choice to free yourself, because I'm getting that very few people actually want to be in that toxic environment, not because they don't like toxicity, but because it's hindering them from being abundant. There are a lot of people in whatever environment this is that are not making money, they're not feeling inspired, and they don't feel passionate about what they do. Point blank, period. And so they'd be okay with the gossiping and the backstabbing and the secret rituals they're doing behind each other's back and secret spells they're ordering on Etsy and all that mess. But they're not okay with not being able to pay their bills. And it has affected them in that way, to that extent. So that's one reason why Spirit is saying to be methodical and tight-lipped about the changes that you're making. Be very selective with the information that you give, because people are going to be jealous, because they want to get out too. But I'm hearing they don't have what it takes to get out. There are people who are going to absolutely stay put in this situation. But for you, what helps you to feel grounded and centered is making the change. Swimming to another space. Okay? Swimming to another space. They said, look at that bottom one. Yeah, you have the power to create this change. You have the key to life inside you. Because you don't need to, look, you are a goddess or god who's been in the presence of a snake. And they've just wanted to siphon your energy because they're toxic. And they want your secrets, but they don't want to give you any kind of credit, or I was about to say incredible. They know that you're incredible, but they don't want to give you any sort of credit for that. This toxic space brings a clouded energy to your heart space. And you've been fighting this. You've been guarding your heart. That's what I'm hearing. You've been guarding your heart from this evil that they've been sending you. But it's definitely time to make a change and to move forward to calmer waters. And you're doing that with your scythe. And as soon as you do that, as soon as you cut the cords between you and this environment and this person who's been causing so much drama, you're going to experience so much abundance, so much wealth. And this is wealth and stability that stays. And these birds that are gossiping and stirring up the pot and doing all of that stuff with the drama, they're going to be left behind just talking about your success. Let them talk about it. But don't bring anybody in. This is what Divine is suggesting, that you not bring anybody into your plan any more than is necessary. Okay? Just do what's necessary to move on, and Divine will take care of the rest. When that person comes to you saying that they're trying to fix the dysfunction, yeah, you've got the Sun card here. You have so much abundance and wealth coming to you. When this person comes to you saying that they want to improve things and fix the dysfunction, be very tight-lipped. You can be kind, but, you know, and if there's something that they ask you and you just don't want to answer, you can just say, I prefer not to get involved with that. I'm just here to blah, blah, blah. Or I can't speak to that. I can speak about what I do. Like if they want you to talk about somebody else's business, I really don't know about that, but I know what I do. You know what I'm saying? Boundaries are really important within that conversation. Okay? They're saying to pull a couple of cards from Tangled Love, which I'm like, really? And then I'll pull a couple of these career cards because it feels like much more of a career reading to me, but there could, ooh, look at that, right place, right time. Ashe. So maybe also this situation has had a negative impact on your relationship. Could be. And so Divine is rewarding you. It's saying alignment, divine timing, and meant to be. So there's something very positive that you're experiencing in love. What else, Divine? Yeah. There's something that you're sick and tired of. Over it, moving on, decision made, repetitive cycle. It feels like that's the impact that this environment, whether it's a community or work environment, for some of you it could be a place of worship, that has had on your home life. 33 on the timer. It's like too many pots, too many hands in the pot. Is that a saying? I'm seeing hands in the pot. Yeah, it's too many. Too many chefs in the kitchen. Yeah, this is what it feels like. It feels like other people's energy has been affecting way too many different aspects of your life. Perhaps when you've come home, you felt grouchy and grumpy because you're still processing the BS that you went through in the day, and you shouldn't even have to be dealing with that. But it's the dysfunction that continues on and on and on. Some of you could have experienced illness due to the energy that you've been experiencing over and over again. That does happen. When I was working in very toxic environments, I felt sick every day when I went into work. Every day. And I didn't feel much better by the end of the day when I was leaving. So it affects our physical body, whatever spiritual energy we're encountering. If it's over an extended period of time, you know, if it's like a little bit of time here or there, it may not affect you physically, but it's very normal to feel physical symptoms when constantly exposed to negative energy. Love affair, player, third party, hooking up, possible STD. So this could be some drama that came into place, or came into place. See, I keep getting that there's something about this work environment that was coming into your home. I don't like that. If it's a neighborhood, it could be somebody trying to invade your home space. They need to get the hell on with their lack of sexual hygiene. What? Who's trying to be a third party and has a possible STD? What? Like, go get yourself checked out and heal yourself. Physically, spiritually, and always. They need to leave you alone. They need to leave you and yours alone. Okay? Because that's too much. And that 69 sign. I'm getting that this is somebody who wanted to, they had this like fantasy of being more experimental than you. Like they wanted to be in competition with how you are in the bedroom. That's none of their business. I'm getting that this person could have told lies about you, saying that they hooked up with you just to start trouble. They may have said that they hooked up with you and then your person got wind of this and it started trouble or something. It's some kind of drama, some very high school drama here. Conflict resolution, compromising, making amends, rebuilding trust, and positive outcome. And it came out on the fence. So this is what Spirit is saying. How this is resolved depends on how you move forward. You cannot put up with this situation if this is a very toxic environment that you have put up with over and over again. There does need to be a change made on your part as far as doing the best you can to change your job, maybe move, okay? It does feel like that. Also with that ship card coming through, that's like moving energy, you know? Did I put that back in the deck? Maybe I did. Oh yeah, they were here though. Yeah, the snake, the clouds. It was right there. But this conflict will be resolved because you're aligning with a different frequency. You're choosing to leave this whole group in the past and keep it moving. Divine, what's coming through regarding okay, I see on-the-job training. So that could be a part of the hesitation. If there's something that you are increasing your knowledge about in order to be able to do something else or to do something on a different level, perhaps, like increasing your awareness, your skill level. Or what I'm getting is that for some of you, you already know how to do everything. But there might be some sort of certification that you need or some sort of validation that somebody has to, like, I'm not talking about like emotional validation. I'm talking about like somebody has to validate that you have a certain number of hours or something like that. So it could just feel like a pain to do that, but I'm getting that it will be worth it. Okay? Credit card debt. Well, that's something that's going to get a lot better as your abundance increases, if this is something that you've been struggling with. Also, there are so many ways to achieve abundance these days, you know? There are so many ways. There's so many videos as far as different types of accounts that you can invest in, different types of investments that you can make. and different apps that you can use, investment apps. I mean, it's really interesting. So, oh, also for credit card debt. This is something I did years ago, and I recommend it to anyone who has been paying off debt and is just tired of it. Consolidating your debt. If you have multiple credit cards with high, what do you call it? I don't use credit cards anymore. I pay for it right out, okay, right up front. I don't use credit cards anymore, so I've forgotten a lot of the terminology. But if you have a high balance, okay, on multiple credit cards, you can consolidate your debt with a nonprofit organization. I forget, I think mine was consumer something, I don't know. I don't want to put any misinformation out there, but there are like organizations like .orgs that are nonprofit that will work with you. Do your research, know who it is that you're working with, do not get scammed, but it is life-changing. I paid off all my debt. It was like $26,000 worth of debt that I paid off in like 2 to 3 years, and it felt so good. So that's something you can do. Construction. There's something about your career or creative endeavor that is under construction, and Divine says that that's a beautiful thing. It may be frustrating sometimes because you feel like you just want to be set already and ready to just be in the same situation, the same environment for forever, because maybe you don't like making changes that much, but this change is going to be worth it. And Divine says that whatever changes you're making, they're causing you to grow on a personal level as well. Not only financially, but that as well. Okay. 4141 on the timer. Thank you, Spirit. You're protected in your new beginnings. Yes, you are. You are so protected as you manifest these new beginnings. Spending. Let me pull another one on that. Divine was coming through with spending. Plans. Okay, so they're saying the budget. Oh, look, job offer. Close the deal. And look, job loss, rescheduling. So this is you leaving the old place, or you leaving the previous situation, even if it's actually a place where you live. You're moving from there, leaving that old job, leaving that old environment, and you're taking your new offer. Okay? You got plans and proposals here. So that's what came through when I asked for clarity on spending. Divine is saying to take a look at your budget, take a look at your wherever you're giving money each month, whoever you're giving money to. If you have subscriptions that maybe you want to revisit, take a look at your bank statement and see, where's my money going all the time? You know, can I cancel this? Can I cancel that? And it will make a difference. But there's a need to review your budget, and there are ways to save money that will help in both the short term and in the long run. There are some things that perhaps you're not really using, or you have them just in case that you don't really need. Okay? I'm hearing doubling up on subscriptions. Like there might be one thing that you're subscribed to, but you subscribe to something else that already does that same job. It's just a little different, but not worth having that subscription. Okay? Yeah, this is a positive thing. This is a positive thing. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple of these regarding this change. Divine, any additional change that we need to know about for this beautiful being? Any other advice regarding this situation? Seasoning, balance, effort, and reward. So what you do to create balance in this situation, it will be worth the effort, and it will result in a reward. Yeah. Also, this is your season. I'm getting that with the seasoning card. This is your season. Maid. Assistance, care, support, and sharing. A kind soul will soon arrive to ease your daily burdens. Okay? Now, I am seeing that that could be that person who's coming through. Divine is saying, just because there's that whole issue with them wanting to help and getting a lot of information from you that you should not be spilling a lot of beans about, that doesn't mean that this person is inherently negative. And that came through before, that they do have good intentions. They might be throwing a little bit in there with their ego and wanting some praise for making everything better, and that's not going to work out. But there is something that they are going to do that will ease your burden, but it is short term. So it is a blessing from the universe, because Divine does not want you to suffer, but your true reward comes in making this change, okay? So there's someone who's coming in that will assist you on this journey, but the real win is changing locations. Thank you, Spirit. Rocking chair, back and forth, stuck, sway. That's where Divine does not want you. But that could be the potential temptation, is to just stay there in the same frequency with the same people around you doing the same old shit, you know? Trust your gut and act. Don't let fear keep you rocking. Oh, I love that. Yeah, trust your gut. Remember, Spirit opened up the message with saying, take a chance. Take a chance. Okay, I'm hearing Shaman's Dream for this one. Thank you, Divine. What is coming through for this beautiful Divine being? What is it that this beautiful being needs to know, Divine, at this point on their journey? Jeweled web connectivity. I'm hearing it matters who you're connected to. It matters. It matters who you're surrounded by. Okay. Connectivity, no separation, the feeling state. Approaching any oracle requires you to come in with certain expectations. You're either looking for information of what you already know or attempting to shed light on what eludes you on the obvious path you're on. You're asking whether you will reach a desired goal of some kind. You're rarely able to see beyond memory or projection, and so, naturally, everyone comes to the oracle with a narrow perception of what's possible. Imagine that the answer to your question is not about landing at a particular destination, meeting a goal, connecting to a special lover, reaching an end game, or experiencing anything specific. Instead, you discover a shimmering web of jewels you didn't know existed. The world is interconnected in a living web of energy. It isn't possible to know how any of it works, but know this: what is in your highest good is a sparkling jewel that lights up for you among this web of possibilities. You just need to know how you want to feel and choose this consciously. That reminds me of that stillness card that came through, where you're choosing your peace no matter what kind of chaos is around you. Take your focus off getting anywhere. Practice feeling and being in a place where your desired experience has already come to pass. Who will you be when this is true for you? Can you be that now? Feel that now? Practice that. The better you know your path within this web of life, the more it will light up for you. It is celebrating you already. So Divine is bringing through that you already have what it is that you want. This reality that you want to create, that you want to allow to exist, it exists on another dimension. Feel that. And the changes that are meant to unfold for you will happen for you so much more quickly and easily, because you're already vibing with what you want. And I would say, before this change occurs, or until this change occurs, visualize yourself for at least a couple minutes every day in an environment that nurtures your spirit, your connection with spirit, that nurtures your soul, that honors your existence. and that allows you to create and to be constantly in a state of peace. And that's going to help you to be at peace with where you are right now until this change occurs. Okay? Until it manifests fully on this 3D. Okay? All right, beautiful being. This change is coming and it's going to be beautiful. Visualize it and let yourself feel that change every single day. Vibe with that. And you'll be surprised how it unfolds so perfectly. Ashe. Beautiful being, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. And I hope that this reading brought you some good vibes, some clarity, and some insight. Yeah. I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.